Manchester United back in action. It is the Champions League return for Manchester United. Got the second game now against Istanbul. The return game. Manchester United really do need to get revenge on the Turkish team. Absolutely horseshit that last time out against these in the Champions League away from home. Absolute fucking bollocks. It really was. And Manchester United have really got to put in a better performance than we did away from home. Certainly defensively we were absolute shocking. And since then we've won 2 games in the Premier League. A very good, decent performance against Everton and an average or below average performance against West Brom. But we got 6 points out of them 2 games, which should give Manchester United some confidence going into this game. Because winning will only breed confidence, it can do. And even though we played poorly against West Brom, we still got the 3 points, and that is the main aim at this stage. When you've been performing badly and getting poor results, just getting the job done and getting 3 points is all that matters at the moment. And this is all what's going to matter in this game. Anything less than 3 points, and Manchester United are going to be on the verge of going out of the competition, which started so good for Manchester United. Getting 2 wins out of 2 early on, and then losing to this shitload of crap Istanbul, which has put this group wide open. It really has. And Manchester United still sit top of the group. A win will put one foot in the knockout stage of the competition for Manchester United, and we've got to get the job done though in this game. It may not be that easy. This team will probably come to Old Trafford and try and nick a result or try and get a draw out of the game and hope to win another game and get through as 3rd position in the group. We've got to hope though that Manchester United are at it and definitely defend better than last time out. I would expect changes to this starting lineup than we put out against West Brom. I think he will rotate the side a bit, but I don't expect wholesale changes. If we'd won the game in Istanbul, I would have expected sort of 4 or 5 changes, but I expect maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 at the most changes to the starting lineup. I mean, we've got to get the job done this time out. Even with 5 or 6 changes, Manchester United should still be good enough to beat this shit at Old Trafford. But we can't take any chances this time around with losing in Istanbul. So I would expect the back 4 to remain the same, even though it is a bit of a worry with Lindelof with his injury problems that he had, and he still played against West Brom. I thought Tuanzebe should have come in against West Brom if anyone's got any injury concerns, because we've got a lot of games coming thick and fast. De Gea I would expect to probably come back in goal for this one. He was rotated for the game in Istanbul, but I would expect him to start this one. Then obviously Wan-Bissaka, Telles and Maguire and Lindelof will be the centre-back pairing. I believe. I can't see him bring that to in. He was quite bad in that game in Istanbul, and he was taken off at half-time. He's a bit rusty. He should have. I thought he could have played against West Brom, but oh well, it's not happened. Maybe he could play in this one, but I doubt it, to be honest. Now, midfield, I would expect him to probably bring Scott McTominay back in alongside Fred, but I think we should go with a more attacking lineup, because this is Istanbul at home. For God's sake, we shouldn't be playing two players that don't create enough chances, don't score enough goals in midfield against shit opposition that we're looking to have the lion's share of possession against. They're probably going to sit fairly deep. It is absolutely bollocks, it is. And the same against West Brom, to be honest. Why do you need to play two more defending-minded players, 2 players that don't create a lot of chances? Like we played Matic and Fred, that neither of them were going to score goals, create chances against West Brom. It's too negative of me, and I think it's because he doesn't trust the back 4 enough to play a more attacking lineup. But I think against these, you've got to go for it. We've got to win this game. I would like to see us put some goals on the board. I really would. And with obviously McTominay and Fred, which seems to be his preferred pairing, I think he'll play obviously Bruno Fernandes in front of them. I think he might switch it up a bit. I think he's still going to go with Rashford on one side, Martial through the middle, and I think he's going to go for Donny van de Beek on the other hand side. That's my opinion. I think he's going to take out Mata and bring him in there, so then there'd only be a couple of changes. But personally, I wouldn't mind seeing Donny van de Beek up on the wider area up front. I don't mind seeing that. If he's not, I personally would like to see Donny van de Beek in more of a midfield role alongside either Fred or McTominay, because I think we can go for a bit more attacking threat in this type of game. It's at fucking home against these, and I would like to see the likes of Cavani start up front, maybe maybe even Dan James and Greenwood on either side, and give Martial and Rashford a break. I mean, for God's sake, we should be beating this team with some of these players out there. But he's not going to play Greenwood. We know he's not going to play Greenwood. I don't even expect Greenwood to be along the substitutes for this game. To be honest, I really don't know what's going on with him. It is a bit of a mystery. He's been training. He was training all week prior to the West Brom game, and he wasn't even included on the substitutes. And Solskjaer just come out and said, "Will he be back soon?" I mean, to be honest, that is pretty fucking bollocks. To be honest, because we had injury concerns over Rashford, who didn't look fit against West Brom and shouldn't have played. Martial had a back injury from the game in France and was a doubt for the game. And then you have Lindelof, who was a doubt as well, and he played all fucking three of them. It is baffling to me when Greenwood is fit and raring to go. I just don't understand it. Does he not want to play Greenwood anymore? I don't know. I personally think he won't feature in this game from the start. Definitely not from the start anyway. But even if for some slim chance he's on the substitutes bench, I don't think he will even feature. Unless maybe the last 5 or 10 minutes, and there's more chance of him being on the substitutes bench against Southampton the previous weekend. But we do need to rotate a bit, because we've got games coming up thick and fast, and that Southampton game is probably going to be a harder game than this. Well, you would expect it to be a harder game than this anyway on paper, even though we've got to get the 3 points in both games. We really have, but we've got to manage the squad well and rotate, and if there's any players that have got any slight niggles and knocks, we should be taking them out of the first 11 and I mean at most putting them on the substitutes bench for the game. But we know what Istanbul are like. They terrorised our defence last time out when we had some horrible defending from Manchester United. We saw Demba Ba. He's obviously going to be a threat for them in this game. But they've got some shit players. I mean, they've still got fucking Skirtle, who I thought was fucking bullshit at Liverpool, playing at centre half. We should be getting at him. He's fucking in his... What, he must be getting on for 34, 35. I mean, fucking Demba Ba's about fucking 35 as well. We should be fucking rolling these muppets over. I'm expecting Manchester United to go out there and blow this shit away. If we put out a decent team, I would expect so. But if he puts out a load of bollocks, if he puts out one Massa on one wing, one wide forward, and Dan James on the other full wide forward, and Martial up front, and fucking two defensive-minded midfielders, not enough goal scorers on the pitch, then I do expect a difficult game. But if he puts a fairly attacking lineup out, I'm going to go for Manchester United winning this game 2-0. I think we've got to get the job done. We really have. I can't predict that Manchester United are going to blow this shit away. No, I think we should, because we're just so unfucking predictable. Manchester United, we really are. We're not been good enough at all. We didn't create enough chances in that previous game. Although we did create some chances against West Brom, we didn't nowhere near create enough chances. We should be creating a lot more chances and being a lot more clinical with our chances. But if the likes of Rashford and Martial do play, it's a good opportunity for them to get some more goals under their belt and get a bit of confidence back. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think that this team will probably sit back? We've got to defend better than we did in that previous game against Istanbul. And if the other game ends in a Leipzig win or even a draw, then that would probably favour Manchester United. Probably a PSG win would probably snooker us a bit, because it would leave them on 6 points as well. We'd hopefully be on 9 still though if we won, and then we've still got to get a result in the last 2 games to qualify. I'm not too bothered if we qualify as first or second in this group, to be honest. We've had it's not an easy group as it is, and you've got to play the best teams if you want to stand any chance of winning this group anyway. And being underdog seems to somehow play in Manchester United's favour in this group, and we're probably not going to win this. Oh, it'd be ludicrous to say Manchester United got any chance of winning this tournament anyway, and it would be an absolute miracle if Manchester United did. So just going out there and playing the best teams, that's what it's all about for Manchester United in this competition. So let's go out there, finish the qualifying. If we've got a game to spare at the end of the group, whether we finish top or not, I don't care. Rotate and rest players in that last group game. Even if we finish second, I couldn't give a shit, as long as we qualify for the knockout stage. And if we get a hard team, a Barcelona or someone like that, I don't give a fuck, because Manchester United on their day could beat anyone. We could lose 4-0 to anyone, we could beat anyone 2-0. It's just the way it is at Manchester United at the moment. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video if you're watching this on YouTube. Please do hit that subscribe button as well. And if you're watching it on Facebook, please do hit the share button. And I'll talk to you all again soon. See you.